Big things are happening behind the scenes at Lucasfilm Games. Yes, you heard right, that's Lucasfilm Games. It seems as though Lucasfilm are about to introduce a new era of Star Wars games. They just went through what was something of a public rebrand and seem like they're getting ready to announce something huge. Or as they put it, enter an exciting new era of storytelling in Star Wars and beyond. So, what could this mean? Indiana Jones game?
That belongs in a museum!
So there's this official Star Wars Twitter account called Lucasfilm Games, which up until this point has mainly just been used to share Star Wars games and Star Wars titles. And it's been around since 2015, and they just rebranded themselves from Star Wars Games to Lucasfilm Games. And for those who know their Star Wars gaming history really well, you'll know that Lucasfilm Games was actually the original name for LucasArts. Lucasfilm Games has actually been around ever since George Lucas created the company in 1982. This new logo is actually really similar to the original logo used by the company all the way back then. In 1990, they changed their name to LucasArts Entertainment Company, and then in 2013, just after Disney bought Lucasfilm, all LucasArts game development was shut down. Since then, we've heard pretty much nothing from LucasArts or Lucasfilm Games. But that all changed today. Well, kind of. Hey everyone, it's Andrew. Now, according to their Facebook page, Lucasfilm Games works with world-class development teams across the industry to tell new tales in the Star Wars galaxy and beyond. And since the Disney takeover, this has been the internal role of Lucasfilm Games. This is what they did within the company. They basically work with game developers like EA, like TT Games, who work on LEGO Star Wars, communicate between Lucasfilm internally and the game devs to make Star Wars games possible. Some of this stuff I think maybe I have more of an understanding of because I'm part of EA's Game Changer program, and I've had the opportunity to work with EA and Lucasfilm Games in the past, and working with them on videos I've picked up a thing or two about how these companies function on the inside. Let me just show you something. These are the credits for Battlefront 2, released in 2017. You can see here there's a Lucasfilm Games team. The same goes for Jedi Fallen Order, Star Wars Squadrons, and pretty much every Star Wars game released since 2015. So Lucasfilm Games aren't something new. Obviously, they've been around since the 80s as well, but they're just going more public with their image. And it does appear that Lucasfilm Games will be the public image for future Star Wars game releases, and it looks like they're getting set up to make some big announcements. On the Star Wars YouTube channel, a new sizzle reel was just released to celebrate Lucasfilm's rich history in games. The trailer is basically a compilation of all major Star Wars titles and releases since Disney bought Star Wars, and it features more than just EA Star Wars games, but also LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga with a couple of new shots of the game we've never seen before. There's a shot of Rey and Luke from The Last Jedi, Princess Leia with a hood on, and then Luke against Vader. And in the trailer, there's also Battlefront 2, Squadrons, Galaxy of Heroes, Jedi Fallen Order, The Old Republic, as well as the Sims 4 Journey to Batuu DLC, the Fortnite Star Wars crossover from Rise of Skywalker and The Mandalorian, and the Star Wars Minecraft pack, which is the best thing in Minecraft since Lava. They also flashed on the screen Star Wars Pinball and Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, which had a recent re-release. But I'm sure you're all wondering the same thing as myself. Where is Star Wars Racer? This was remastered. Why aren't they including Star Wars Racer on this? I don't know. All jokes aside, this is really exciting stuff. The fact they're actually coming out and rebranding themselves, they're getting ready for something. But you might also be wondering, does this mean LucasArts are coming back? Does this mean Lucasfilm will start making their own games again instead of licensing Star Wars to external studios and developers? Or will they do both? I've said it before and I'll say it again, it does seem strange that Disney, literally one of the biggest, if not the biggest entertainment company in the world, who are one of the industry leaders in terms of innovation and new storytelling technology, seem to have no intention of making their own Star Wars video games. I mean, why wouldn't they? I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, but you know the stagecraft technology used to film The Mandalorian? 90% of that entire show is shot indoors in a studio using these giant LED screens with backgrounds and sets created in Unreal Engine 4. The same game engine used used to build Jedi Fallen Order. Industrial Light and Magic have been industry leaders in new film technology, graphics, and CGI since the company was founded by George Lucas in 1975. So why not transfer some of that innovation into video game development? Well, for many years they did with LucasArts. LucasArts and Lucasfilm Games released so many titles between 1982 and 2013, which is when LucasArts moved away from actually making video games. LucasArts released a statement saying they wanted to minimize the company's risk and be able to work with other developers to create a broader portfolio of Star Wars games, as they put it. That's what they said back in 2013. To me, this means they think making video games is too much of a risk because of the years and years of development that go into making a single game, and if that game doesn't sell, then the company isn't making enough to return on their investment of time and resources and money, all those things. And that's why it's easier for them to work with other publishers and developers like EA, like TT Games, which function separately from Disney and Lucasfilm, but can still create quality Star Wars games. At the time, back then as well, LucasArts weren't doing amazingly, and although they had a few games in the works, like Star Wars 1313, like the Darth Maul game, like Star Wars First Assault, they had had a few financial flops, which was probably part of the decision to outsource development. That's why they signed the deal with EA, but they haven't exactly created what they called a broader portfolio of Star Wars games since then, have they? I mean, 4 major EA releases, Battlefront 1, 2, Jedi Fallen Order, and Star Wars Squadrons. Then we had one Lego Star Wars game with Lego Star Wars Force Awakens with the Skywalker Saga on the way, and then a bunch of other mobile titles and DLCs and other game tie-ins. And all of that's within 7 years. It's good, but it's nothing compared to the LucasArts heyday in the mid-2000s when we were seeing multiple Star Wars games released every year. Games were different back then though, and development was faster because there was limited multiplayer, simpler graphics, a bunch of other stuff. I wouldn't say it was easier to make games, it was probably just faster. So, are LucasArts coming back? No, not quite. Will Lucasfilm be making games internally? I really doubt it at this point. But we could see them start to release a broader variety of Star Wars games in the coming years. Remember, Disney's deal with EA expires or goes up for renewal in 2023, which is just 2 years away now, and like so many pundits and gamers online are saying, I think it's likely EA will maintain their deal, but it will no longer be exclusive. I mean, who knows at this point, this is just speculation, but I think EA will still be making Star Wars games for many years to come, but so will several other developers, which is great news for Star Wars gamers. The more games the better, right? I mean, in recent times it also seems like EA are upping their game and are about to release a bunch of games. I also just wanted to add that the Lucasfilm Games Twitter account actually changed their Twitter handle from @StarWarsGames to @Lucasfilm Games, and this handle was previously owned by a Lucasfilm Games fan page that documents the history of Lucasfilm Games and LucasArts. I've mentioned that account before in other videos, and they now have the handle LucasArts Memory, and this account posted what I think is probably the best explanation of what Lucasfilm Games actually do and what they're going to be doing. You must understand, it's not a new studio, it's more of a rebranding. They will centralize communication between Lucasfilm Games, but the department has existed since the takeover of Lucasfilm by Disney. They ensure the proper management of the license. So there you go, that's a little bit of insight. That's what's happening. Lucasfilm Games are now going to be having more of a public active role in creating new Star Wars games, which are coming soon. And at the end of the day, after everything I've said in this video, there's one thing I think we can count on. New Star Wars games are coming real soon, and are definitely being announced and hopefully also releasing in 2021. It was just a few weeks ago that the entire list of new Star Wars shows was announced. Star Wars shows and movies, including Mandalorian Season 3, The Book of Boba Fett, the Ahsoka TV show, Rangers of the New Republic, the Rogue Squadron movie, the Taika Waititi movies. There's so much Star Wars on the way, and it feels like at least some of these shows will have games as well, or content within Star Wars games with live services. The next Star Wars game that's coming out is Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, and I can't wait to see what this new era of Star Wars game storytelling Lucasfilm Games are promising will look like. exciting stuff happening real soon. So what Star Wars games do you think will be released real soon, and what do you want to see made? What games are you excited for? Which of the shows that were announced do you want to see a tie-in title for? I'd really recommend following me on Instagram, Twitter, and joining my Discord for more frequent Star Wars gaming updates, joining my community, and everything else in between. And here's to that Indiana Jones game we all want to see made. Thanks for watching this. My name's Andrew. I'll catch you soon.
Stay bombastic.